Hello there everyone, it is me, the one and only Princess Hope, and I am playing Super Auto Pets. Um, so I'm gonna explain to you, I am by no means like a pro at this game. I've just been playing this game for a while, and I'm gonna teach you the things that I've picked up, so you can get to like my skill level. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is there are 6 tiers of pets. The tier ones are your beginning ones, turn 11 is your end game ones. These ones are obviously stronger than these ones. Like your lower ones are stronger. Your goal is to make a team that's good, obviously. um, so there are general compositions. There is hurt. There's hurt strat. You have these like the peacock that when it's hurt it gets a thing. You have like, and for hurt strat you want to go things that like elephant. Elephant when it can hit something behind it when it attacks. So you use elephant peacock. That's a combo. Elephant camel. Camel affects when it's hurt. When this dies, it deals a bunch of damage to everything. So it's like the kind of hurt comp. There's also summon comp, which is like the horse is the stereotypical one. When something is summoned, you give it the thing, and then you have the cricket, which is when it dies, it summons another thing. So it's like a bunch of units that are replacing themselves over and over and over. You have bison strat. Bison strat is rushing a level 3 as fast as you can, and then picking up a bison, which will essentially be self-fulfilling into scaling into the late game. Um, let's see here. There's also food comp, which consists of like finding a carry unit. A carry unit is a unit that is very strong individually and can carry you the game. I would say there's nothing in tier 1 that's a carry unit because it's tier 1. Peacock and kangaroo are like the big carry units of tier 2. Camel is a massive carry unit. Dodo is a massive carry unit. Bison is obviously a carry unit, but you have to set it up. It's Bison stat for a reason. Hippo is a really strong carry unit. You have. I don't think there's anything like amazing here as a carry specifically in tier 9. Tier 11, the best carry unit is boar. And then the rest of these ones exist for their other things. So I'm trying to think about the other comps that there are. There's also really strong combos. Camel, whenever it's hurt, it gives the thing behind it power. Kangaroo, whenever the friend attacks, it gives it gets power. So camel kangaroo is a really strong combo. You also have elephant pufferfish is a really strong combo, and then elephant camel is another strong one. Dodo leopard is another really strong one. Yeah. So I'm gonna walk you through a game. So turn 1. Okay. So the tiers, right? On turn, you get the next tier on odd number turns. Your goal is that you want to access a turn 5 pet on turn 3. Your job on turn 1 is to pick units that will help with that. Right now I see a beaver, which is when I sell something, it's going to give it a thing. So it's good for like selling later. It's like a sell comp. Cricket is for if I end up going into summon comp. It's just a strong summon comp unit. And then mosquito is like an alright like early game unit. With like really like extreme early game. Like if I want to win this round specifically, I would go mosquito. Again, this is probably something that somebody better than me would probably have a better use for mosquito. Like be able to explain what you should do with mosquito better. I don't really know what to do with mosquito better. It's kind of like a really hard early game unit that just to me that isn't like worth it. So I want to pick up a beaver here. So because you get 10 gold every round, your first turn should focus on getting 3 units So you get one reroll. I like the beaver here. I don't really like these two. So I'm going to use that one reroll here. Cool. So now we've seen these. We could go cricket. Pig is obviously the big one. Because the pig is going to enable me to get extra gold for later. And next turn is kind of a pretty big turn. Because I want to set up at least one level up. So the pig is an auto buy. And now it's between these two. Ant is pretty strong, like early game. It's a very solid early game unit, but it falls off pretty hard, as with most of the tier 1 stuff. Like, if you want my opinion of the best units to buy turn 1, number 1 it's pigs. Number 2 is duck or beaver. They're about the same. Number 3 is like pigeon. If you get multiple crickets and horses, you pick those up. The rest is pigeon. Otter's probably the worst one to me because it's buffing up your early game units. So it's like, imagine if I wanted to play like a hard aggro strat sometime, maybe that would work. Like buying like mosquito, otter, and do something like that. Fish is kind of a trap, honestly. I think I'd want to get other people's opinions on this, but I think fish is good for like if you get like peacock and like kangaroo, because it's focused on like on level up, it like buffs your units, but by the point that you like by the time that you're leveling up, nothing that you're getting is permanent, you know. So I don't personally like it. So between these two, I want cricket because it has the most potential, right? This is gonna fall off. This is like if I get it later. And then the number 1 rule: never have pig be your final unit. It has 1 power. It will always die. So if you ever get to pig here at the end of your line, you are always going to draw, or worse. You can't ever win. So have this at least. I think we go cricket in the bottom because if the rest of these like trade, and this trades, then the remaining 1 will survive. That's also why you put honey on your final unit, even if it's a support, especially if it's a support unit, because if you're dead even, that honey will decide you winning the match. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna pick the funniest one because that is meta. This is competitively viable to pick the funniest one. We go confused bulls because that sounds funny. Okay, so ideally speaking, if you're playing right, your first round should usually be a draw. The first 2 rounds should usually be a draw. I did not because mosquito, strong aggro thing. Okay, so now turn 2. What is my job here? Like I said, to set up a turn 3 5 pet. So I have a cricket. I need the cricket. I now need to find 1 more cricket. I found the cricket. Let's go. So, what to do with my remaining gold? I see a horse right now. I could sell the beaver, buy the horse, and go into summon comp. And then that sounds like something I can do, and it actually probably sounds nice. What turn 5 units do I want for summon comp? For summon comp, I'd want the sheep and the dog. Those are both really good for summon comp. So yeah, actually, we'll do that. We'll sell. If I sell the pig, I got 2 gold, which isn't enough to buy a unit. So I shouldn't sell the pig. I sell the beaver. Buy the horse. So in Super Auto Pets, there are carry units, there's like combo units, and then there's support units. This is a support unit. It's not a very strong unit on its own. It's a 2-1, but it's what enables your thing to do your thing. I guess it's more of a combo unit, I'd say, because it's what enables this to be broken. I don't think this is. I think there's a 0% chance we lose this. And since we're going summon comp, I want to pick up the honey. We use the reroll. Do I want to freeze those? Honestly, because here's the thing. The horse's job on the team gets replaced by the dog. So if we're going for the dog, we kind of... Yeah, I don't think we freeze any of these. We freeze the honey, but neither of these are worth having beyond level 3 thing. Who knows? Again, there might be other people that like would want to level up the horse. This is just where I'm at. Okay, these things trade. We have that. They have double horse. That's kind of funny. Yep. Yep. That's fine. We actually managed to lose both of those. That's really annoying. Okay. Boom. Okay. So at this point, we have to consider a lot of things. Again, it is too early in the game to say that we're on any specific composition. We can sell this horse, we can sell this cricket, we can sell this pig. Nothing on our team matters right now. So Badger's good with Badger's weird. Badger's good with hurt comp. I don't think it's terrible for summon comp. But if I'm being entirely honest, one of my favorite elephant combos with both with too many things for me to not want to pick up the elephant over the other things. To be clear, the reason why we're taking elephant over like any of these because it's a much higher tier pet. It's just always going to be more stronger. Okay, so we're going to buy that. It's going to get the funny boost of the thing. Okay. We want nothing here. Like I have the honey here. I'm not desperate. The only other food we want would be an apple, and like even then, a little too early in the game for that. It shows that we can, but again, the pig is just here to be sold. If anything, we could pick up the pig right now just to sell it next turn, but it feels like a fallacy. Because like, actually, that doesn't sound too bad. Unfreeze this, pick up the pig. Because we're selling it anyways, we only have 6 gold. When we get 3 rerolls to hope for a camel. Not a camel, a peacock or a kangaroo. Either one of the two. Or a swan. Those are some of the strongest ones. I don't really like the rat. I don't understand what it's there for. I think it's there for, like, the hippo and stuff like that. But, like, it's just, you don't get the hippo until so much later, you know? And then, also, the hippo doesn't need setup. It's really there for the boar, but, like, what are you doing setting up for a boar at that late in the game? And also, there's much better ways to set up the boar. If we were going food comp, we'd want Earth the worm this turn, because the worm is really strong for food comp, especially level 2 worm. But even just level 1 worm is really good. Level 2 honestly has like a lot of good units. The snail is kind of good for like a one-time buy, but I don't think it's like good to keep around. The crab is the crab's awkward. I think it's honestly a solid food comp thing, but I don't think it's your goal. It's the flamingo you also want on the team. This is for summon strat. Right now we want a camel to match with our elephant, or a peacock to match with our elephant. We don't want that. Yeah, nothing on our team is worth buffing right now. Unfortunate. Kangaroo actually is nice. Because we can get kangaroo camel. Elephant kangaroo camel. That sounds like business, senor. Oh, wait. No! This is anti-synergy. Goodbye, piggies. Oh, that's so troll. We still win anyways because we're just good at the game. But I just realized the elephant with those pigs there is so bad. They're gonna die immediately. Okay, yep. So we're immediately selling one of these pigs. They don't need to stay around. We're gonna go kangaroo. We want a peacock. 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 There we go. Sell. Peacock. Next turn we'd probably replace this with the camel, but for now, this seems pretty decent. Swan is amazing. Would have been nice to get it like earlier, so we could have get like a level 2 swan, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so right here we want camel. Camel's the big one. We sell this, buy the swan. We're going for camel. Camel and kangaroo. Fuck yeah. I guess we can get rid of the pig, because its job is to be sold. But realistically speaking, this is taking the slot here. This is just here. Okay. I want to introduce the concept to you of a backup carry. So we obviously already have a carry right now, which is these two, but having a backup carry for what if that if they manage to break through this is nice. But right now, we already have like a really good combo. Like I think our best bet is to sell the peacock, buy the worm, which will make it so it stocks an apple that's cheaper every turn, and that will help feed these two, help us afford food for these guys, which will make them stronger. Yep. And now kangaroo should be able to mostly solo their way through the team. That's fine. Ooh. Okay. So, Swan 2. Okay. We have decisions to make here. Actually, no, we don't. This is the easiest decision of my life. Goodbye, Earthworm Jim. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through my thought process. Elephant Pufferfish is a really strong combo, but so is these two. I don't want to get rid of either of those. And so I was initially thinking, well, elephant, I might have to sell the camel, but no, I have an earthworm. When picking between two good combos, ask yourself, why not both? Okay. I think we freeze the camel, put the apple onto this. Who do I really want to be buffed? Who needs the buff the most? That. The elephant doesn't work like that. Okay, we'll freeze the garlic regardless, just to be, put it on the camel or something. But the garlic is strong. Ooh. Get a kangaroo star on. Get a kangaroo level up on that turn is amazing. So, one thing I will say is that at this is such a good comp that we don't really need to replace anything for a while. Our goal here is to simply level up everything. Ow. level up and feed them. Turkey, seal. Yeah, again, nothing's worth replacing here. Is this like a early? No, I think I just want. Ooh, yeah, I want a pear bad. That's a pear. Cool. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, we won this one. Easy. Easy dubs. Okay. Right now, I think the one that needs to be the biggest is either the pufferfish or the camel, because it's like these two. These two are like the carries of the combos. Ideally, yeah. The risk of this is that the risk here is that we don't have any support units. Like our support unit is this one, but like I guess that's not too bad. We'll put it on the pufferfish right now. Ooh, okay. We don't want to level up to level 3 Swan. Level 3 Swan isn't worth it. Swan's job is to give you golds. See, they've got that combo, but we have a better combo. Oh no, we're losing this round. I know. Wait. We win. Let's go! Let's go. We have 2 life. Thinking about monkey. Okay. Chili perk makes it so that you attack the second enemy for extra damage. I think it's really nice to have chili perk on the elephant. Whenever this combo happens. Ooh, okay. Level 2 camel. Again, we kind of got our combo here. We're just looking for food. None of these are like pulling me away from like the swan. The swan's doing her job of making me money. The cheetah is like really good, but yeah, I feel like our job here is just to put as much food as we can on these suckers. And those are both really good foods. Leveling up wise, we need more like blowfish at this point. Skunk's annoying, but we're fine. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Get more sushi. That's fine. Pufferfish. Okay. Nice, we got this one. Easy. Easy. We are at the point where we could consider Scorpion, but I think Sushi, can you stop giving the buff to my swan? Ooh. The money, the money. Having the melon on the kangaroo sounds nice. Yeah. Because the melon will prevent it from being, like, blown out. And I feel like our lose con is them getting to the thing too early. Yeah, that's the lose con. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, I'll do one more round. Nice. Nice. How hard can I grade? Give me another pig. Nope. Unfortunate. Okay. The withering streamers. Old, decrepit streamers. Ow. Poggers. We don't need a fourth pig. We're just spending the gold to spend it, really, at that point. We lose this one because it's summon comp. Got 1 costs. Do the one that doesn't cost me gold first. Giraffe. Now the one that does cost me gold. Dodo. Ooh. Okay. So Giraffe Dodo. Dodo is really good even in the late game because it's an absurdly good unit to give all of your power to. And we got Giraffe, which is a scaling support unit. At the start of your turn, it is going to continuously buff this thing over time. The best support units are the ones that do that. Giraffe is a really good support unit. Penguin's good, but you need to have high level stuff. I imagine you'd want it in a really aggro comp, where you're or Bison strat. Other good supports is the monkey, and I think by this point in the game you kind of should already have scaled. But you could also I don't know, dragon is one of those things that I think it's really bad. You have to buy a tier 1 pet in order to do things with it, and you have to have the bench space for that. It's not happening in this game. Okay. We are almost certainly losing this particular round because of the fact that we only have 4 units, but we're losing to then win later on. Your life doesn't matter until you hit 0. If you play card games, you've heard that terminology before. And a kangaroo is a really good carry unit, like I said before. Picking that up. Right now we're probably just looking for more dodos and kangas. Actually, I'm pretty sure we can't get dodos until next turn. Yeah. I'm just looking for more kangaroos. Or apples, honestly, I think. Ooh. Much better. Swans. Kanga. Alright. So here's why I'm buffing the Dodo instead of the Kanga. The cool thing about buffing Dodo means that because the Kangaroo is going to be swapped for whatever is going to be our carry. Right now it's if we get a camel, we're swapping out the Kangaroo for the camel. In that case, I probably shouldn't have bought the thing on the thing. I'm not playing amazingly right now. Well, if you're going to give me a tier 2 Kanga, I may as well, right? Especially on turn 5. That's not bad. End turn. Can't copy. So you press the thing. Yeah, okay. Actually, I think it is bad. I think, given our thing, because the only thing that's going to, it's not going to affect, the only thing this is going to affect is like the dodo, but we want to buff the dodo. Or like the kangaroo, but we want the dodo to buff the kangaroo. So we actually don't want any of these. I don't even like the turtle. Because the turtle means that they can't have a perk. So like that they give it the melon perk, but they've, you know, they that only works if they don't have a perk already. So I guess right now we're looking for swans. Swans, dodos, camels, the works. Worm isn't the worst thing in the world. Let's sell this. Buff the dodo. Let's go. Do we want food right now? We really want food right? I mean, yes, we do. We have a dodo. But can we? But this is 3 support units. You know. Well, okay. Sure. Next turn, we kind of want to like hit a point where we can level up the dodo. Oof. Dodo sweep. Dodo sweep. No! Unfortunate. We're getting some bad RNG up in here. We're not going to bother with the kangaroo. Just buff the dodo. That's really funny. But still, the principle of the thing is no. Yeah, this is just not a good run. Because the problem we're having right now is that the 3rd support unit kind of is fucking us. Like, these 2 are not combative units. They're not going to, like, win. The only thing that's really going to help us is this, and these 2, realistically, just this, and that's why we're losing right now. Like I said, I'm no expert at this game. I'll sell this. Buy a swan. Buy another swan. Because next turn we hit 7, we get a 9 pat. Nothing. Put the bigger swan in front because the kangaroo. And then, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like the worst thing that could happen. Chilies. The chilies are painful. Especially to this situation where all of our stuff is really low toughness. Ooh. I shouldn't buy the cow yet. I'll buy that. Then I buy the cow, which will then do that. Make the biggest fucking dodo you've ever seen. What we want right now is like a really bulky unit. The problem is that we're like playing with our lives on the thread. Otherwise, I would totally buy. Like, if we weren't at 1 HP, if we were more comfortable here, we would buy canned food because canned food's really good at this stage of the game. There's no world where I use the blowfish as my tanky unit. I feel like there is though. Like right here is where we want a camel, but we don't have a camel. Well, there's a hippo, which is much better, but it's too late now. Yeah, no, I don't think we're winning this one regardless. Because they've got that. That. They trade. They trade. Wait, we do. No, tie. Okay, tie. It's a tie. We don't lose life. We're fine. We're alive. We're alive. Do I want to keep the pufferfish? I think the pufferfish is funny. I think the pufferfish is funny, and I think that it being funny makes it worth keeping. I think we have to replace the giraffe, though. The giraffe's kind of like reached its tipping point. We could do like giraffe parrot. That'd be funny. Or we could just like... Nah, it doesn't matter because like... Actually, it does. We're not really replacing anything here. We want to replace this with a monkey next turn, assuming we survive. But because I said that, I don't think we're going to survive. Could get any better food than an apple. I love that. We're gonna put the honey perk on this in case it's like a closer to even fight. We're gonna put that on the garlic because we want it to be a tank. Oh, well. Yeah, that's kind of a situation where we kind of just are in a rough spot. That's GG's. They just said the same thing but better.